Ever since I enrolled at Full Sail, I've been told that multitasking is not possible, and that you can only truly focus on one task at a time. This may be true for most things in life, but in the world of bartending, being able to multitask is not only possible, but necessary for your survival. In HardBar VR, you'll be thrown behind the bar and will have the opportunity to practice the craft of multitasking in a fast-paced arcade simulation experience.
The player will have the real-life first-person perspective of a bartender trapped behind a bar with nothing to defend themselves but various forms of liquor. The VR play space will be designed to simulate a real-world bartender's workspace. What is known as the rail line will be at the player's hip and knee level. This is where the player will be able to grab glasses, the soda gun, liquor bottles, and ice.
One of the greatest challenges of being a bartender is being able to multitask and prioritize orders in a timely manner. The gameplay in HardBar will be tailored to simulate those real-life bartending scenarios. Let's go through the steps an actual player would take to make one drink order in HardBar VR. First, they'll be visually prompted by a customer at their bar. After the player enters a trigger and activates the order, they'll receive the drink order auditorily from the customer. Obviously, since this is a VR game, the player will have to remember their order as they go along through the motions to make the drink. For making one single drink, a player can make between 8 to 12 real-life physical movements to make that drink. The pour, also known as the count, of the liquor will need to be appropriate to the amount as not to waste or underserve your customers. Now let's look at another possible scenario in HardBar VR. Which order do you take first? Which one do you make first? The player's attentiveness to making the perfect drink will need to be balanced with how the player chooses to handle a situation with multiple customers. This will be driving the decision making in HardBar. Time management skills, organization, and dexterity will be put to the test and measured by a meticulous point system. When the player finishes making a drink and places it in front of the customer, several factors will determine how much tip, which will be the points, the player will receive from that order. How long did the customer wait for their drink, the quality of that drink, and the accuracy to the original order. Similar to games like Surgeon Simulator and Job Simulator, the physics in HardBar VR will be responsive to how the player interacts with the world. This means they can spill drinks, break bottles, or throw them at customers. HardBar isn't about the slapstick VR novelty, but it is a choice a player can make. One of the risks of developing HardBar VR is making sure a team has the virtual reality hardware to test and develop the game. I personally own an HTC Vive, and my team and I have worked together on VR projects in the past. In the worst case scenario that the headset breaks, it is under warranty, and if that does not work, it could be immediately replaced by a newer system since the HTC Vive is now readily available and now has a new price drop. Our classroom is also down the hall from the VR labs at Full Sail, so hopefully we could use their equipment if ever needed to. Another risk is developing an intuitive controller system that gives the player full control over their actions. We want the mastery level player to feel like Tom Cruise from that 90s movie. To make this possible, there are a variety of controller options available to experiment with to properly simulate making a cocktail. For example, placing a tracker onto the player's wrist, using mods on the current Vive controllers, or incorporating some of the new technology. I was a bartender for several years. The abilities I acquired as a bartender still play a role in my life. And now that I'm a game designer, I want to create this game so I can teach those abilities to other people in a fun environment. Thank you for watching.